Hey everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel once again. This is Abhishek, who is not a financial advisor, and I welcome you guys to another penny stock video, which according to me are one of the best penny stocks to buy right now. So without further ado, let's just get started. So guys, the stock which we are going to talk about today is Globalstar, trading with the ticker symbol GSAT. And as you can see, this is a screen capture from my WhatsApp group of Patreons, and the entry price, as you can see, was suggested between $0.9 and $1.15. So you can see that with that entry price, we are already up by a good margin, and this is the magic of our Patreons community. So if you are willing to join our Patreons community, Patreons amazing family, then feel free. The link will be in the description down below, and yes, join our amazing family to get the latest updates on stocks, commodities, cryptos, name any type of investment, and we discuss everything over there. So feel free to join our amazing family. And yeah, now let's move on. So guys, just a quick and a short overview about Globalstar, what they're actually doing. So Globalstar is actually a reliable commercial satellite solution provider which is used across roads, waterways, and remote applications throughout the world. And Globalstar satellite solutions are actually powered by a network of satellites that are always on, and therefore they are really reliable. So Globalstar's state-of-art technology connects people every day through reliable satellite communications over an exceptionally clear and secure satellite network. Like I said, it's always on and it's quite reliable, and therefore Globalstar satellites provide reliability and operability worldwide, connecting users in areas where traditional networks maybe are not available. And therefore their satellite product portfolio equips the field with voice and data services, commercial Internet of Things, and spot business tracking and messaging products that serve multitude of companies, workers, and outdoor enthusiasts in remote business and pleasure applications. So all in all, they have satellite communication network solutions. And as you can see, some of these satellite phones which can be used for commercial applications or even for pleasure applications. And satellite solutions improve communications and productivity by enabling the highest standard of life-saving technology in a simple push of a button. So this is quite amazing what GSAT is doing. They have their own satellites and therefore making the communication much more easier. And apart from that, their system has bent pipes, or let's say mirrors, in sky, and therefore the Globalstar satellite picks up signals from over 80% of Earth's surface, and then the satellite transmits customer signals via CDMA technology to antennas at the appropriate terrestrial gateway, and then the signals are rerouted to the local networks. And this is highly an effective design, and actually this offers really short connectivity latency and therefore enables Globalstar to upgrade the system within the latest technology on the ground. So Globalstar's new satellite constellation of low Earth orbit, which is LEO, and the second generation ground infrastructure deliver exceptional quality, reliable coverage, and high quality services to their customers. So they have this new low orbit satellite solution, and which is quite reliable and therefore is giving a high quality service to their customers. And this is their patent solution, and they have diversified the gateway, and therefore the customers can connect to different satellites or different gateways automatically. And therefore this is really an uninterrupted communication solution. And Globalstar actually presents its customers with a huge advantage, or its users with a huge advantage, with its 24 ground stations, which are serving as a bridge between their low Earth orbital satellites and traditional communications infrastructure on 6 continents. So these are some big advantages. They have really good infrastructure to support their patent technology, and this connection provides communications to over 120 countries throughout the world. And then the second generation ground infrastructure is based on the Internet Protocol multimedia subsystem configuration to allow their engineers to continually adapt to change user needs. And therefore they have the infrastructure and the resources to provide more features to their customers and maximizing the use of satellite technology for optimal user experience, better mobile satellite service, throughput for improved data connectivity. Now coming on to some of the few catalysts which is making me much more bullish on GSAT is The first catalyst, which was out 4 days ago, is their partnership with Jeep. So the partnership is actually between Jeep and Spot, but Spot is a wholly owned subsidiary of Globalstar. So what is this partnership about? So Jeep mentioned that many of their events, the sporty events, are actually occurring in remote places where connectivity could be problematic, and therefore their partnership made a lot of sense with Spot. Why? Well, because the connectivity issue can be taken out of the picture because there will be communication through satellite, and GSAT is doing that. So that's why this partnership brought a really good source of revenue for GSAT, and that's why we also saw that the price actually climbed up in these 3 to 4 days, even though we saw a good market correction. And we also saw that many of the positive PRs for other companies actually didn't affect the stock price so much, but in case of GSAT, we saw that it did affect. That means that people or investors are quite optimistic about GSAT, guys. And this shows that any positive PR is affecting GSAT's price in a positive way. And this is another positive factor for me as an investor to see that price is volatile, yes. And I'm not afraid of this volatility because trust me, volatility creates opportunity. And this is what I'm trying to tell you guys here, that GSAT is a company with a future. This technology is and will be used in future. So they have many other projects as well which can be used with this particular technology, and therefore I am quite optimistic about this company. So we saw the price movement, even though there was a huge market correction. That means the investors are quite optimistic about GSAT. So according to me, and this is just my opinion, guys, that this particular company has a potential of going 10x within 1 to 2 years. But anyways, that's just my opinion. So let's move on. And like I said, guys, that contract with Jeep is not the only contract which Globalstar has. Globalstar has many other contracts in their pockets as well. And therefore, we as investors should not be really worried about Globalstar's future revenue. So this is one of the other examples. Globalstar recently announced a strategic alliance with XCOM Labs. And XCOM is an innovative wireless technology company, which was actually founded by former senior leadership at Qualcomm, just to let you guys know. And from this, we can actually summarize that if such a leadership and if such a talented engineering team are confident on GSAT's technology, that is actually pointing towards more future potential contracts when it comes to 5G network technology. And as we know, soon the companies and the businesses which are involved in 5G technology will get the hype, will get the heat, and so will GSAT. So just keep holding this company. I mean, that's just my opinion. So XCOM's technology and products will offer significant capacity gains for dense deployments of greater than 4 times compared to existing solutions, with gains scaling even further up as additional hardware is deployed. And therefore, they think that Globalstar's band N53 and 53 will allow them to deal with this crazy traffic and subscriber load, which previously required a much wider channel. And now, guys, the other big news is that recently in year 2021, Globalstar also announced that Qualcomm will be using Globalstar's N53 band in their X65 5G modem, and this will be Qualcomm's flagship 5G modem. And we can just assume that with this big support from Qualcomm, this is a big step ahead for Globalstar. And with Qualcomm support, the potential device ecosystem expands significantly to include the most popular smartphones, laptops, tablets, automated equipment, and other Internet of Things modules. And guys, Qualcomm is representing the newest commercial partner for Globalstar in the continued development of its terrestrial ecosystem designed to rapidly commercialize 5G. The X65 will extend the capability to mobile broadband, fixed wireless, industrial Internet of Things, and private network applications. And on this, the executive chairman of Globalstar quoted that as we continue to build momentum in our terrestrial spectrum commercialization, this partnership substantially expands Globalstar's potential. And this is true, guys. If a multi-billion-dollar company like Qualcomm is supporting or are confident on Globalstar, and like we saw that XCOM is also approaching Globalstar for their 5G projects, then any investor would love seeing such projects for such companies. I mean, this is just the beginning, yeah, and the company has to work a lot. But as we saw that such big companies are actually partnering up with Globalstar, that means they do see the potential and they do see the product of Globalstar to be quite successful and that's why when I see this as an investor, I am quite happy, and this makes me much more bullish on such companies which are at a small scale. They are starting at a small scale, they are still in, and that's why I'm not focusing so much on the financials, because they are still in the expansion phase. And let's say this is the technology which will be used more extensively in the future, but we still see that such upcoming projects are actually in favor of Globalstar. And since we are talking about the financial position of the company, let me show you one thing. So like I said, guys, that I won't go much deeper into financials, but this one picture is enough to explain to you that how this company is actually performing. So as you can see that the revenue but the earnings have improved drastically over the years. It literally came from minus $120 million to plus $20 million over the past 4 years. And this is what I'm trying to explain to you guys, that such companies are always ahead of their times. Yeah, they're working on technologies which are not extensively used or which are not so common, and therefore they literally have to fight over many competitors to thrive in the market. And therefore I give Globalstar a benefit of doubt, and still I see that even though the economy was not so stable, their first 3 quarters for 2020 were really good. The fourth quarter was not that good, was not that impressive, but they actually did quite well in the first 3 quarters. And that's why I personally think that this company does have a huge potential to grow, and they will be performing quite well in 2021 and in the coming years ahead. And now, apart from that, let's have a quick look at the technical analysis. Okay, so now let's have a quick look at the chart of the Globalstar. So here we are at the chart of GSAT, and this is a 1-day chart, and as we can see, there are a few quite nice Fibonacci retracements, and we can see the light blue line is actually the simple moving average, the SMA, the 90-day SMA, and the dark blue line right here is the 90-day EMA, exponential moving average. And for a better view, let's have a look at the 1-hour chart. So now as we can see that this particular dark line, this one, yeah, this retracement is quite nice. So it has been tested not that many times, but yeah, it has been tested quite a few times plus. And as we can see that also that the simple moving average and the exponential moving average are declining at this particular level and coming together at 1.7509, and this is the price at which we should be quite concentrating on. So like I said, guys, me and my patrons, we got on to this stock quite early, and we are planning to now get into this company once again. But looking at the current scenario of the market, we are experiencing a correction, and it's not that of a heavy correction, to be honest, guys. This is just a small correction, I would say. Still, S&P 500 is like all-time highs since last 6 months. So I wouldn't say that this is a big correction. This is still a very, very, very small correction, and that's why we have to be careful on our purchase, and we have to really concentrate or focus on the entry price at which we are getting into a particular company. So according to me, this is the price at which we should be focused on. And as you can see that this has been quite a good retracement level. And if we can just go on to a 4-hour chart, so we can see that this is the line 1.7509. This is the retracement, and here we see that this point right here, 1.1644, this has been tested quite a few times once again. So I don't know if it will fall at these levels once again, but still, guys, like what I would do is that I already have an open position at 0.5. So for me, it doesn't matter. I will just try to focus on this particular point at this particular target, or let's say from here it was quite a good forward flag, and then we saw that there was a big uptrend, and this is not so natural, to be honest, because we can see there were huge gaps between the candles. And then we saw, of course, there was a pullback, which is quite okay, and then we are facing this small correction which has been happening. So we have a downward flag right here, and we can see that the price is quite steady at $1.75. So that's why, according to me, I personally think that this is quite a good price to get into GSAT, and not with a full position, of course. I mean, we don't know, nobody knows that how big of a correction can happen. We might see few green days, yeah, 1 2, and the week starts Monday, Tuesday might be green, but then the correction may or might follow. So we are not so sure that the correction will stop or the correction will continue. So please be careful. 1.75 is my, let's say, entry point again, and I won't enter like heavily at this point. I will wait for pullback again, because as we can see, there are no really good support levels which are tested quite frequently, so there can be a good correction. So anyways, overall, this will be my entry point again, because I think this is a good price to enter. So yeah, that's all for GSAT, guys. So that's it, guys. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and don't forget to book those amazing, awesome profits.